Yeah, my aunt. So my aunt. I can remember being a little kid. She was like, "Yo," she said, "I went to this club, and all night they kids kept playing this song, and he kids kept saying to the hop, to the bop, the pop, the popcorn, the pop." So that was the trick. That was the Sugar Hill Gang, Rapper's Delight. So all this stuff, influenced me. If you talk about fond memories from being a kid,
right?
Yeah, it was just a beautiful thing, B.
So earlier on, were you part of any crews like pre-Legion, or were you solo developing your skills?
In the beginning, so the very very early stages in the Legion molecules, he and I we go back to the sandbox. People say the sandbox but we really go back to the sandbox. He got me into my first crew. Q's is a little bit older than me and Dice Man. He was a DJ. Molecules was originally a DJ. He still is a DJ. Cutmaster Marvy D. So we was on the block. So with Q's, we on the block together. We on the block together. We grew up on our block together on Colgate, up in the BX. Same thing. Be outside playing basketball together. Being out. Just being outside hanging. I think one day I seen him with records. He was a little short. He used to be a little short, fat nigga. He had the gazelles on. He had the graffiti jacket, and he had records. I think I was like, DJing, because he got into records, from his pops. His pops is into music. He Q's got his own story. But lo and behold, I started running with Q's. I started hanging with him. But we still little lads. We building. We getting a connection. He is already a part of a crew where it's two DJs. He's one of the DJs. His other man is DJ Mel, and they had a crew, Master MCs. It was I forget what it was, but they was like the Master MCs. Mm-hmm. They kind of put me down a little bit. I was kind of like a sidebar. Like I wasn't officially down, but then Q's then also from my block, my man Troy. They used to call him Kid Sky. They put me down. So there was the Master MCs around my block. It was Tone, Kid Sky, and then myself. They started to put me in, but it wasn't really an official crew. So maybe spawn off of that. I'm really hanging out with molecules mostly. So it became he and I. My real name is Jamal. I used to play basketball. On the Lakers was this player called Wilkes, Jamal Wilkes. So people in my neighborhood, so after Peanut, they start calling me Wilkes. That's why I came up with my second MC name, MC Wilkes C. Q's name is Marv. They called him Cutmaster Marvy D. So it was Cutmaster Marvy D and MC Wilkes C. Okay. So he and I was almost like, we was like Eric B and Rakim. That was, so it was always me and him. It was always, he was the DJ, I was the MC. So that was that kind of like, those was the early days. But really I was he was still part of a crew. He was a DJ part of that crew, but transitioning, he and I just started doing our thing because we was at that time we started hanging out, but then also, he'll come up to my crib or go to his crib and, he just start DJing, cutting shit like Impeach the President, right. Funky Drummer. And again, I'm trying to get my rhymes on, but still in this. So I got my things that I do around my block, but then I go to school. I go to school with the Spanish kids and black kids, but there is my electric boogie and my graffiti people is in school, and then around the block I'm with. That's where I get my MC on. So I'm just around this, along with all the other shit that kids do. We playing tag, manhunt, basketball, football, any sport that was in season. That's what we was doing.
Right. As far as you and Molecules, about this time, what's the time frame?
All right, so this is the early 80s.
Okay.
This is the early 80s. Just me and him, we really started going. It's 82, it's 83. Then by 83, by 83, 84, I mean, this dude, we like full blown outside. We like, that's what they say.
Right. Can you take us back to some of the dues you guys paid earlier on as far as getting your names out there, block parties, shows? How were you guys getting known around this time?
House parties. Not a lot, but house parties. I would, do house parties at my crib, house parties in the building. I think I entered like a McDonald's contest once. I didn't win. I would in high school. I always had some friends. Once I got to high school, I also had some friends that I was cool with. That was, everybody had the hip hop bug.
Right.
So I was freshman. So freshmen, they would have these boat rides, and on the boat rides they bring equipment and shit. So we would battle. The freshmen was battling the sophomores. So that's battling a little bit. Not that I was a hardcore battle rapper, but that's just what it was. Beating on the lunch table, battling. Trying to battle the older cats.
Right. What was the name of the crew early on between you and Molecules?
They were Cut Master Marvy D and Wilk C.
Okay. Did anything materialize as far as recordings around this time?
No. just tapes. So I tell you one thing though, when a little bit ahead before we got nitty gritty Legion, just before Legion had really made its arrival, we used to be out in the street, we used to move around, and mutual friend of ours was cool with Teddy Riley. So at that time, just before really turned into full-blown Legion, we had given Teddy Riley, when it was just me and Q's, we had given Teddy Riley our demo tape. Nothing never happened to it. But, we was trying, we were starting to shoot our shot a little bit.
Right.
We shooting our shot.
At what point does Dice Man enter into the picture?
Late 80s.
Okay.
Right. So he's also, the irony is, when my grandparents, Dice Man is from Bronxdale Projects, which is where the Black Spades was from, Disco King Mario, who they don't get enough props. But again, this is in our world, and mind you, peace to the whole world, but New York and particularly the Bronx, you gotta understand, we're a little bit jaded. And I will be, because hip hop is starting there, so that's all we know. You talking about Cold Crush, Treacherous 3, Fantastic, Romantic, MCs, all the origins, Zulu Nation. So that's all we know. Dice Block had Bronxdale, Black Spades, Chuck City Crew. So Dice Man, we somewhat knew him because the Bronx, you just different neighborhoods. He's in Bronxdale, and he went to Stevenson High School, which a lot of people from our block. I went to Catholic school, but a lot of people from our block went to Stevenson High School up in the Bronx. So, just various jams and stuff. You kind of see him, bumping into him, what's up? Dap him up, what's good. Again, but me and Q's, we from Lafayette, which is across the bridge. So it's Lafayette, Soundview, which is over on one side. You cross the bridge, there's Bronxdale, which was where Dice Man is from. Over in another section is Zulu Nation, which is Bronx River. So to connect where we get up with Dice, I ended up, I was dating a girl not too far from Stevenson High School, cool with the dude around that block. And him and Dice Man, they was tight. And we would start to hang out. Just before I went to college, my man Boogie, he was back where my girlfriend was at the time. Him and Dice was tight. And we all just started hanging. There was Skating Palace, there was Skate Key, which was two popular skating joints. And just what could I say, organically, we just started, linking a little bit through mutual friends. Keyshawn, Boogie, my man G-Rod, peeps from our area, and Dice, because again, you get up to the point where because the Legion is a mob of us. So, it's a bunch of cat. It just, us three just ended up being the ones representing on the musical note. But the Legion was a crew, it was a bunch of cats, it was crews, we used to give parties, we was out in the street. So, but Dice Man, I would say late 80s is when we start running with Dice Man.
What kind of conversations did you guys have earlier on as far as the direction you guys wanted to go musically?
It was a bunch of crews. The Legion was us all, which my brother me and Rollo came up with the name, the Legion. To be honest, we was on some superhero shit in the beginning because it was one of the early demo tapes was Molecules and the Legion on some superhero shit. That was the inception, but the collective crew was the Legion. The things we used to talk about was if we ever got to a situation where one of us could get on or any of us could get on, we would just bring everybody with us. And that was just it. If some way you get on cues or smash, you get, shit, you bring us along, or vice versa.
Right.
But that as long as we got on, everybody's just trying to get on. Period.
So did somebody individually get on, and that's how you brought the other two upon, the scene, or did all three of you get on at once?
So this is a part where it becomes Molecule's story. If you want to talk about how we got on wax, how we got a deal. So we got these crews amongst us. All these Bronx guys. We all hanging out. We hitting the rink, skate key, we just hanging out. I was giving parties. I was getting my promoting on. Giving little parties. So that was really where my head was at as we start. As we start to move up the line. But we always doing music. We always doing hip hop. We always DJing. We always in somebody's crib cutting. Somebody's always spitting. Cues. Let me see. I got to put this piece together. Right. My little brother went to high school with Chi Ali. So Chi Ali, my brother and Chi Ali gets cool in high school. Chi Ali's older brother is already cool with Molecules. Molecules and Chi Ali's parents already work together. Molecules is dumb cool with Chi Ali's brother. Chi Ali's brother had a situation. He went away. My brother is cool with Chi Ali. They going to high school together. Again, we always hanging out. We always going out. I don't remember. I can't remember. It escapes me. But we start moving around with Chi, and sometimes us starting to move around with Chi. Yeah, Ray, Chi's brother was like, "Yo, Q's, look out for my little brother." Around that time, this is around the time Chi is getting on, and then my brother, him and my little brother Rollo, they tight. My brother Rollo ends up being his hype man. Q, so we getting around, and somewhere in there, my mind is a little cloudy. We around Chi, we get around Native Tongues, which is Dres and Black Sheep in them. Dres and Q's get cool. You fast forward, Q's ends up being one of the roadies, not the exact road manager, because Dres' cousin F was his road manager, and it was like Q's was like the other guy, big dude. He was, part of the muscle. And this is when Black Sheep was coming up. So now Black Sheep's on the rise. This is pre-Black. Black Sheep is about to bubble. Chi Ali is about to bubble. So now Q's crew. So we all coming around. We Dres and Black Sheep in the man as they starting to come up and do stuff. Q's is around with them. We start going. Anytime they had shit going on around the city, we mobbed out. We with them. Q's and Dres get tight, and it turns out they had even known each other from kids from when they was in Queens. But that's another story. I let Q's tell the story if you ever get to interview him. Right. So anyway, we around Black Sheep. They only come up. We around Chi Ali. Q's becomes the roadie for Black Sheep. And as Q's is on the road with Black Sheep, Dres, organically, he starts bringing Q's out to freestyle sometimes. He kept getting a good response. Then you fast forward it, Dres, Black Sheep in them, they explode. They on fire. And then as Dres in them, once they was at their peak, Dres got a deal. And because of the response that Dres, Q's was getting when he was freestyling on the road, Q's was freestyling on the road, Naughty by Nature, all these tours, he's getting busy. Dres is seeing that. Mercury Records is seeing that, which is Dres' label. And then once Dres and Black Sheep pop off, they gave Dres a record label. Dres was going to sign Q's. Q's was like, "Nah, I'm not signing no deal without bringing my crew." And then we had to, remember I told you we had to have those big Legion meetings. Whoever gets on, however we get on, we decided 3 to represent was going to be Q's, myself, and Dice Man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dope
history. Yeah, but so Q's was going to be solo, but Q's was like, "Nah, I'm bringing my guys," because Q's is almost like a Redman. He wasn't, I think Redman used to be a DJ at first. Q's was a DJ, but he just could rhyme. He was just nice. He just was naturally nice. So even from him freestyling, he's like, "Nah, really, this music shit that I do with my guys." And he so when Dres gave him the opportunity to get a deal, he said, "Nah, I would like the deal to be like this." And they ended up signing the 3 of us.
Wow. So was there any demo shopping, or was it automatic?
Mm-hmm.
Mercury was demo shopping. Okay. So
they did, but it did. You know, he got the. You know, they did want to see what he was working with. You know, Dres, he ended up getting us and this a girl R&B group out of Oakland called Image. So, but yeah, we did have to do a demo. Mr. Long had did the beats, Dres had did a beat, and I think Q's had did a beat. You know, we still had to present it to Mercury. You know, because again, you know, they was gonna give him a deal, but you know, they wanted to see what we was working with.
right. So what were some of the other labels that you guys shopped with?
That to be honest, wasn't even really a shot. But you know, before we had got to the point of Dres, even before Q's had got on the road, I think we had went and seen. I feel like Ralph McDaniel's Video Music Box. I don't know if it was him, but somebody affiliated with him. Mm-hmm. I think once we shopped the demo, I feel like Tony Dofat. I don't know if it was him per se, which I think was like in the camp, like Heavy D and them.
Right.
Not necessarily Heavy D, but somewhere, I don't know if it wasn't Uptown Records, but we didn't, you know, to be honest, it was not like we hit any labels to that degree of serious deal shopping,
right.
You know, just to be straight.
So initially, how many albums did Mercury sign you guys for?
I don't remember.
Okay.
But you know, it was just
right.
Dude, we had a deal. So
right.
We was dealing with what was in front of us, was record deal right now.
Right. First single, Jingle Jangle, hits the airwaves in the streets. What do you remember most about that recording process and the reaction from the consumers?
Big up Showbiz and AG. They gave us our start to being on wax and being heard by the world. Runaway Slave album. We did a skit on there. Who's It On? Showbiz gave Molecules pointers on how to use the SB1200. Molecules produced Jingle Jangle. He learned that shit. That's like one of his earliest or first beats. So that whole process, watching Q's, you know, we all used to collectively help, you know, throw a horn in there, this and that. Q's had the records. I had records, but Q's was the quote unquote, he was the producer of the group. Just watching him, you know, learn how to do chopping beats, SB 1200. Just the excitement, getting the deal, dog. You know, being able to go in the studio, not recording in your man crib. You know, you finally get a deal, and now you you're in an official studio.
Right.
Shit was just amazing, B. Shit was amazing.